We have a Thanksgiving Day hangover here and 3 disappointing games to talk about, but come join us here on the NFC East Reactions and Updates show on AFTERBUZZ TV.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
I hate this music this season.
Okay, guys, this is the Thanksgiving Week 12 edition of the NFC East Reactions and Updates show on AFTERBUZZ TV. We got a full panel in the house. All of us are here to talk about the losses or the wins, kind of wins. All the games are a little iffy this week around the NFL, but
I'm happy.
Wins are definitely wins.
Yeah, Steve has every reason to be happy this entire season. But to kick it off, my name is Jenna Bussiere. You can find me on Twitter at Jenna_Bussiere, and our sad Giants fan today for several reasons.
Oh my
How
God.
you doing?
I'm not doing good. It's the end of an era. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Josh_Rodriguez_, and we can form a circle, powwow, and cry the end of the Eli Manning era. It's over, guys. I'm sure you guys don't care. I'm around people who don't care right now.
I was shocked.
Oh
I
my
absolutely
God.
was.
I was surprised that you
saw
said
it.
I wanted
no.
sympathy from everybody. You guys are just like, yeah.
No, because there's no
I'm not as
breaking
high on
news
Eli
anymore.
as-
Now
I'm
I've known for 4 hours.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the breakdown. I'm waiting for its place
Sad.
on the breakdown to explain.
On the
Okay,
rundown,
yes.
which starting with DeAnjilo's
But yes,
name.
you guys can hit me up on Twitter or Instagram. I'm DeAnjilo. Hit me up on Twitter, DeAnjilo TV, or Instagram at DeAnjilo.
And I'm Steve Kaufmann. You can find me on Twitter at Steve Kaufmann. That is KAUFMANN.
Should we have to spell your name for
He definitely has a.
It's a thing. No, it's a pause.
It's a thing I do.
Phonetic
It's-
thing.
So that's not a Thanksgiving
It's
Day
an Obama
hangover.
pause. My fellow Americans.
See, it's swag.
Well,
That's what
we
it is.
are going to get into the Giants-Redskins game, so let's just hop right into them. The breaking news of today, a few hours ago. The Giants are now benching Eli this Sunday and will instead start Geno Smith.
Why?
That's the question mark.
Well,
Why'd you know?
Well, here's the real question. McAdoo said he sees Geno Smith being the way he can win this Sunday. A, you're wrong. He's Eli Manning. B, why do you even want to win at this point?
Exactly.
Other than to save his job, which,
yeah.
his job's gone. That's a foregone conclusion.
And also with a
They're
quarterback,
waiting for...
you've seen what this quarterback can do. You've seen what Geno Smith can do in the NFL.
New York
Why-
has seen what Geno Smith can do.
The exact
Do
same
not
location.
understand that.
The
a better
same
phrase
stadium.
Yeah, it's what he can't do.
Yeah, perfectly put.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I listen, as a Giants fan, this is a depressing day. I mean, Eli's been our quarterback for a really long time, over a decade, won 2 Super Bowls, Super Bowl MVP. I think he gets a lot of flack. He's an interesting quarterback to kind of diagnose because we want to put everyone in a box, like Hall of Famer, very good. And with Eli, it's just weird because you can't do that. You know, he sometimes looks like a top 5 quarterback in the league, and then there's other times he literally looks like the worst quarterback on the face of this earth. So he's a weird quarterback to put into a box, but at the same time, the Giants did win 2 Super Bowls with him. They did have successful seasons with him. I'm gonna miss him. It's just sad. Like you knew you knew it was coming. You knew the day was coming. But as a Giants fan, it's kind of disappointing to see Geno Smith out there. No offense to Geno Smith, we know what he is already. Let's get Davis Webb in there. We just drafted him. Why not see what we got with him?
Davis Webb is coming in. Don't worry about that.
I know, but
Yeah,
like,
let's not act like Geno Smith is going to play the rest of the season.
I mean,
But then why that decision?
Yeah.
Like why Geno Smith? to
Maybe
start
the
this
only angle I can
Sunday?
think is like maybe Davis Webb.
Transitioning
yeah,
slowly?
Yeah, I don't know. I actually have no angle. It doesn't make sense.
Who talked to Ben McAdoo? Who has the inside scoop here?
No one here. I don't think anyone here has the inside scoop. I'm just, to the best I can think in this regard, like maybe he sees an opening that Geno Smith can win this game and only
who you
this
guys
game, and that maybe.
Who do the Giants have now?
I'm at a point where I don't even care. The Raiders to play the Raiders.
They play the Raiders.
Yeah, like, I don't.
Okay.
Maybe McAdoo sees something we don't in Geno Smith in this matchup with the Raiders this weekend. That maybe he can string together one win, then bring the next guy in and string together another win, and maybe keep his
And
job.
salvage
And what?
something?
Let's finish 5-11.
That's the
Who
thing, there's
cares?
not really anything
Who
that needs to
cares?
be
You have a
salvaged.
Well, he's just trying to
quarterback
save
in
his
Davis
job.
Webb who you drafted for the future. I mean, basically, Davis Webb was drafted because you knew Eli Manning was
Yeah.
getting old. Let's see what you have in Davis Webb. At this point, we're going to get a top 3 pick. That could be Josh Rosen. That could be Sam Darnold. We don't know who it could be, but we might be drafting a quarterback. Let's not A, mess it up, and B, let's see if Davis Webb is legitimate so that we don't have to draft a quarterback.
Yeah.
Let's see what we have.
Do you think 5 5 games with Davis Webb starting would prove if he should then
you have a
continue to
feel
be the
for who he
starter,
is.
No,
or
but
if you should still
you
draft
get
somebody.
a feel for who he is. Like
Yeah.
if he's reading defenses well, then you're like, okay, maybe we have something here. If he's just incredibly inaccurate, then like, all right, maybe he's just not the quarterback. Like, there's certain things you can tell. I mean, he's a rookie. Well, second year, right? Or is he? No, he's a rookie.
No, he's a rookie. Yeah,
He's a
he was
rookie. He's a
drafted this
rookie.
past year.
He's a rookie, so you can't
In
expect too
Berkeley.
much out of him. Like last year, Jared Goff struggled and things like that,
Yeah.
and who knows what he's gonna look like in McAdoo's system because Eli looks terrible. I mean, he doesn't
No,
have. He
offensive
doesn't have.
line, exactly.
The
This
offensive
is-
line's terrible. They don't have weapons right now, so I don't know. But you drafted this guy for a reason, and you have to see what you have right now because they're gonna have a top 3 pick, and it makes no sense not taking a quarterback right now if you're gonna get rid of Eli Manning.
And
To the Giants' defense, though, if there's one thing that Geno can do that Eli can't, is he's slightly more mobile.
Yes,
Yes.
That's true.
And you have no O-line.
and less fragile.
Yeah.
But like,
So that's the only thing I can think. Okay, maybe they just need a guy
But,
who
Da-
can
but
move
Davis
around
is
a little bit.
he can move a little bit.
and,
too.
and
Yeah.
if we're judging mobility out of 100, Eli's a 10,
Yes.
and Geno
No,
Smith's
it's not-
like
it's a comparison
30.
of
Yeah, like,
comparing
it's-
nothing
Well,
to-
Geno's a little
three
more-
times faster. He's 3 times more mobile than Eli Manning. Eli
Right.
Manning is a pocket passer.
Right.
Geno took a few snaps this year for the Giants, didn't he? I mean, we didn't see
No,
anything.
no.
Maybe like
Maybe
2.
in
No,
the
he
At
did.
the
He
end-
played.
at the end, he played
but
at-
I think
he
it was
played
like
the fourth quarter in one game.
probably
She's
1
right.
or 2
Against the Rams, he
literally
played.
snaps.
No, but you're
yeah.
right. I mean, Eli's a sloth and basically 3 times faster than a sloth. He's
Right.
really not that fast.
Right.
But
But Geno is pretty
Eli.
mobile.
we know what we have in Geno. It makes no sense. It makes no
But-
sense.
Yeah.
I will say though, like with the game, I was pretty low on my team, especially after the Saints
Yeah,
loss.
so about
but
the
when I
Redskins.
saw you guys, I was like, man, they're really bad.
The offense is awful.
I was like, we should not have won that game. It was
His
it
past
was
one on Thanksgiving?
horrific.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, this really puts it in perspective for me.
I mean, both NFC East games. The NFC East was all over Thanksgiving, and just they were so sad and not entertaining to watch.
yeah,
No.
yeah.
No. Like,
So this
No, it was
like-
really bad.
And
This was the first game the Redskins have hosted on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And the first time you guys have met this entire season. And this is NFC East division. Tensions are high and still fell extremely flat.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. We did. It was a better game than the Cowboy Charger game, but
Yeah.
that was
well, it
pretty bad.
depends which side you're on of that. If
It's
you're a
fair.
Chargers fan, that was a
It was a
great
great
game
game.
for you. Your
Like-
team showed up.
word.
like I'm an Eagles fan, so I should enjoy every Cowboys beating, but even that one got hard to watch.
felt
by
bad
the
a little
third.
bit.
Yeah,
But
like,
we'll
like
get
a
into
little
that
bit.
heartbreak in a bit. Let's stay on the Giants Redskins. So more dive deeper into your thoughts watching this.
It's just the offense is pathetic. It's pathetic. They don't
great
run
word.
at every route is like a 5 the guy on the outside does like a 5-yard out. There's a slant in the mid. Like they don't take any chances. They can't take any chances because the line can't hold up. Eli's not mobile, so if he has any pressure on him whatsoever, he can't do anything. It's just a horrible, pathetic offense. It looks like the worst offense I've ever seen from the Giants, and I'm not exaggerating at all.
pretty bad.
And a lot of it has to do with Odell's gone, Brandon Marshall's gone. They're missing their top 4 wide receivers. Sterling Shepard didn't play. They you did a good job keeping Ingram in check because that's the only weapon that they have. There's no run game. It's just the Giants are just bad. Like there's no we can talk about it all day, like reasons why they're just a really bad football team right now. And the defense is okay. They're not as good as they were last year. It's just they're bad. And the Redskins, honestly, I wasn't impressed with the Redskins at all.
I know.
Well,
So you
but
said that
We're equally like
Yeah.
as injured, but we didn't lose our like Odell. I guess we did because we
you
don't
lost
Jordan
your
Reed.
entire
Yeah.
offensive
We're
line,
like slightly
which is
I say 2 tiers above the Giants, but the same type of struggles with injuries and stuff like
you
that.
guys
Yeah.
had 14 on injury reserve, and
yeah,
you guys
they had
put
15.
Yeah.
So
this
it was
season,
a
so-
body bag game.
But the whole game I was
Exactly.
watching, you can tell the Redskins were way better than the Giants. Just the Redskins, for
agreed.
whatever reason, couldn't get their act together during the game, and then they did finally at the end because they're the better team. But
It's like again
Yeah.
like that Eli Geno Smith mobility comparison though. It's like the
Mm-hmm.
Giants are really really bad and we're like average. So we look better, but not too late. So it's just I don't know. Like as a Skins fan, that Saints loss was kind of like okay, you guys told me how to feel about the rest of the season.
so how do you
No
feel about the
emotions.
rest?
not to have high
You're not expecting
expectations.
anything?
Well, I don't know. We have a tremendously easy schedule, so I wouldn't be shocked to see them.
You guys could honestly still make the playoffs.
The thing about it is that like they have to go 10
You
and 6
really
to make
could.
the
I
make the
think
wild
the
card.
Redskins.
We have to win the rest of our games, and I just think that level of perfection, even if it's bad teams, is
You
unrealistic to
guys have
expect.
some unlucky losses. Like, sure, a loss is a loss. I hate to say it that way. Like, we should have won that game. Then you should have actually won.
Yeah.
But you still show up, and you guys have so much energy every single game. Like, I feel like the Cowboys, the last 3 games, have completely deflated in that sense.
Yeah.
Where I am expecting them to lose from now on.
Yeah.
So I agree with you on that subject, but at the same time, I feel like the Redskins are always still there.
Effort is always
like they're
there.
still fighting.
Yeah,
they
effort's
really
there,
are.
which is good. And then they played the most difficult schedule to the point of the Giants game, and now it's the easiest schedule of the rest of the season. So I don't know. It's just health. No Chris Thompson.
Yeah.
That
Why would I feel
That hurts.
optimistic?
Reed and Thompson
Well, you
are
have,
pretty much.
Yeah.
and we have the highlight of the Crowder 33-yard.
He woke up.
Shout out to Jameson
And
Crowder.
then
He decided
he
to
had a
Waking up.
touchdown as
Football
well
game.
on the same drive. He definitely came alive this
Look at
game, which
that.
we
Where have you
missed him
been?
desperately. He
Yes.
needed to come back.
Well, he
in
had
this
to because Vernon Davis
in
wasn't
this
really doing
receiving
anything.
unit. Yes.
But it's the Giants, so like I don't know how to feel about that. Like, no offense.
Well, there's a strength in the Giants. I mean, if there's a strength, it's their secondary. So.
Yeah.
And you know
Yeah.
what was crazy? This was his first. Well, this
First
was a
touchdown of the
33-yard
season.
catch, but his
The first
touchdown
time.
that he gets on this drive, his first touchdown of the season.
Well, I'm gonna be curious to see how we play against you guys next week because, I mean, I would say you're even now a tier above the Giants, but like teams have been beating y'all down.
Oh yeah.
So I'm curious to see like,
Demoralizing.
yeah,
Absolutely.
I'm curious to see how we'll perform against you guys.
And
yeah.
if Jamison Crowder is going to be able to get this open and make plays like this, our secondary is extremely weak.
Yeah.
So that will be exposed. Absolutely. Like that,
Yeah.
come on.
We need a lot
That
of
looks
on
like
that
a play that the Redskins will probably run to a T. against like,
We'll see. There's no intimidation
And
factor
it
for
will
you
be
guys when it comes to
executed.
us.
Well, Crowder's he's their best weapon now.
Now.
You know,
Yeah.
Reed's gone, Chris Thompson's gone. Crowder, he
Yeah.
was one of their best weapons to begin with, and he's
Well,
kind of
last year,
he's had a disappointing
that's
season.
kind of his thing
Yeah.
when
Doxson's not playing. What's up with Doxson, man?
No, he's all right. He's just
No,
up and down.
Doxson's
It's just
coming
this is his
alive.
rookie year,
he's getting there.
essentially. He's had some great plays.
So Crowder had the
disappointing.
most catches on the game with 7, and then no receiver on either team had more than
More than
3.
Ugh.
Oh, hey, what's up?
I read that stat
You
too.
okay? You checking out the stats, and then we also have, although the Giants lost, we do have the Janoris Jenkins pick because he's sick, and this is what I think at least 2-3 games in a row that this dude has had an interception.
I
That
mean,
was a
he was
lucky
on
one,
fire last year. Last year he was incredible. This year he's been a little inconsistent. I think he got beat in this game as well. But yeah, it's nice to see
and
the
that
defense.
made
at
it
least
tied
try.
10
It
to
was
10
kinda lucky.
in the third.
The running
so
back
it
did
kept
drop
the
it.
game alive.
A
Oh
little
yeah,
lucky.
that's very true.
It's quite a bit lucky.
We out.
But he was in the right
Lucky,
place.
But I can't even tell you how many Cowboys defensive backs have
dropped that.
dropped that or just not even like been that close to the ball to make
Fair.
an interception. Like that's sure that I guess it wasn't the most complicated athletic play, but you got to be happy
there.
that he made that. Like that's something
He would have gotten the
that
tackle there.
when you mess that up, that's when it hurts, and it hurts all the time in the Cowboys secondary.
That is a running back that we picked up the week before the game.
and
So
this,
that tells you our injury
oh
history.
yeah. Oh, that was Marshall off of the Eagles practice squad.
Yes.
No.
And then Piron got hurt in the middle of the game too.
Piron
Eagles
got
don't
hurt.
have no
He
use
came
for
back
him. This was a 53-yard return off the pick, and this was more yards than the Giants' offense generated in the entire second half.
That is
Come
a
on,
fact.
Jenna, come
So
on.
just
Jenna,
wanted
true.
to lay it out there.
It's an
Oh,
interesting
don't worry.
stat.
It's interesting.
Throw it in my face. Listen,
But sadly, now Jenkins has the possibility to be out the rest of the season. Not that the rest of the season is that
doesn't mean
crucial
anything.
for you,
I-
but
I'm
for
just-
the seasons to come, though, you
yeah,
want to be.
I got to check the contracts. I don't know
injury
who signed
prone.
for what, which is bad. I've completely neglected this season, to be honest with you. I mean, I'm at a point now where it's like I just want the season to be over for the Giants and then blow up the whole coaching staff, get rid of the GM. Eli's obviously
Blow
gone at
it
this
up.
point.
It's time.
It's time.
Yeah.
It's time.
All right. Well, I guess we'll
But
leave
Ma-
that at
McAdoo-
that.
Yeah.
McAdoo has to assume he still has he can still earn his job in the next 3 weeks.
He can't.
He can't. Like you
know.
and I know he can't.
Yeah.
But what does a human do when they face that? Do you throw it away or do
No,
you
you're right.
try?
He doesn't want his job.
No,
He
you're
put
right.
Geno Smith in.
He legitimately thinks that Geno Smith gives him a better chance to
I
win
don't
the
think.
Davis Webb.
I think he doesn't want his job. He put Geno in. There's no. He's obviously not thinking about next year.
He's helping Geno. He likes Geno Smith as a person. He's
Maybe
trying to
he's
get him
just
some.
a little delusional. He truly thinks that he's making the right calls here. I don't know.
All right.
Or maybe whatever warped like tear you down leadership he seems to have. Maybe Geno Smith actually falls in line with it and Eli Manning doesn't. And he's
No.
like, you know what? I have control of this team. I'm gonna have to explain in a job interview in the offseason what happened this week. Like why would I keep Eli? Why did this happen? Why did that happen? Maybe the answer is I did everything I could. Eli wasn't doing it. I benched Eli Manning. That's how good a decision maker I am. Did you win? No.
But I did it.
And
I did
again,
it.
not to lay into the Giants' offense, but to lay it in a little bit. They only had 7 total first downs on the game and only 1 in the second half, which is pretty crazy. But
You
again,
are-
lackluster game, 3-3 until
was a bit
6
much.
minutes left in the third. So that was the lovely Thanksgiving game for the Giants-Redskins.
You're welcome.
Cowboys, not much better. Not
Probably
much
worse.
easier to watch.
Probably worse.
Actually, yeah. That was the appetizer for the night game. And
Some of us started Dak Prescott, so we couldn't enjoy this game. We
God.
couldn't enjoy this game.
Jenna, I
fully.
actually have a question for you. How much do you blame Jason Garrett?
No, Josh, I don't like talking about that stuff on
Let
the
it
show.
out. Let it out.
This is
time.
what I mentioned to DeAnjilo earlier.
Oh, okay.
I said, when the Cowboys are good and playing great, it's enough to distract me from the organization of the Cowboys. But when they're playing poorly, it makes me realize this is the ownership, this is the coaching, and we're not going to get better, and we're not going to have great seasons unless something in the higher up ranks changes.
You heard it from Jenna. Fire Jason Garrett.
I think I heard that. I think
Jenna says fire Jason
No,
Garrett.
I didn't say but this is, I'm like, there you
think
go.
she's
I
going
just
a little
lost
higher
my
than
chance of ever
She
working
might be talking
for the
about Jerry
Cowboys.
Jones.
Are you saying fire Jerry Jones? Jenna says fire Jerry
Jerry
Jones.
Jones.
She's starting to kickstart
didn't
it right
say
now to buy the team out from under Jerry Jones. $2 billion. It's all it'll take, guys.
I think the other 31 owners of the NFL have already started that train for me. But there's
no,
just,
they all follow his
Jerry
train.
has
What are you
done so much for the NFL and this organization. Look, I'm giving the Miss America answer now. But at the same time, what have we done in the past like 15 plus years with this
Just been
ownership?
very mediocre.
Been extremely mediocre. Even that stellar season last year, he drafted Dak pretty much on accident. Like, he didn't
Yeah.
even want to
Yeah.
draft the quarterback that came in and stepped up for Tony Romo and led us to the playoffs his rookie year and a 13-3 record. So, I mean, I don't know. I've never been a GM or an owner of an NFL team, but I feel like I don't think much is going to change until the front office gets a little bit of a blow up. I don't know. I think that's too
This
much
could
to
be a-
say.
Your MoveOn.org petition has 10,000 signatures already.
Good.
This
so,
could be a blessing in disguise, though, for a couple like Dak Prescott. Hopefully, if they decide to keep him next year, like progressing, because it is a slow process to learn how to go through progressions. But now he knows what he needs to do, his next step, and maybe hopefully there's a development there. And then also, it's time to move on from Dez. He's not getting separation like he used to.
I'm starting to agree
Yeah.
as well.
I've been saying that all
before.
year.
I still was thinking that he had an important role on the receiving unit and the offense. Like, he still made big clutch plays, but he's been who we've been missing the most and who I've almost been the most disappointed in.
Yeah.
Because where's his fire too, his energy? What's so passionate about Dez? What we love so much is he finds a way to show up every game, no matter how bad the team is. And I feel like I honestly don't see him. Like, it's like he's not even on the team.
I
right
think
now.
he'll be a top 5 receiver elsewhere. Like,
Well,
and
our
that's just
entire
upsetting.
receiving
Like,
unit,
that's
like
upsetting.
Terrence Williams, probably on any other team, I don't know if he's deserving of a number 2 wide receiver. He's probably a 3 or 4 on any other good receiving unit, you know? So everybody's just kind of like mediocre, but
Same
for
Cole
some reason
Beasley.
we looked amazing last year. Everybody has to be on their A game and working together, and then Dak can spread the ball. But on Dak, I think he has a very big incentive going forward to shush up all of this criticism he's now getting, because he's not, I mean, the last 2 games have been a little bit on him. He's very much underperformed, but I don't know if he's deserving of all of this flack.
Okay.
I don't know. What do you guys think? How do you think?
I don't think it's him. I think he, because he lost a lot of teammates in the middle of the season, finally started performing like a sophomore quarterback.
Yeah.
And we really can't blame him
That's
for
true.
that, because he had been overperforming. Because we're all forgetting it's his second year as a quarterback at all. He wasn't supposed to start last year. Like, he's head and shoulders above where anyone should have ever expected him to be. And God forbid he look human and humble in the face of just insanity.
Well, I mean, he does have 4 interceptions in the past 2 games.
He's made
or
some
5,
bad
I'm
decisions.
sorry, 5 interceptions in the past 2 games where
Yep.
he only had 4 on the entire season last year. But last year, I mean, it's hard to say that because we were such a well-oiled machine on the offense.
I'll tell you
Offensive
what,
line
he should
was
not have
perfect.
got Offensive Rookie of the Year. It should have been Zeke. Like, there's no reason now looking at it. What the heck? Because
Well, now we know.
Hindsight's 2020.
if Dak
Okay,
wasn't
but you
there,
can't, I mean, go back on last season and his accomplishments
No, Dak was
then. Like, this
incredible
is what
last year.
he's getting
I
right
just
now.
think-
Everybody's turning the page very quickly, and he's very much falling into the sacrificial Cowboys quarterback,
Yeah.
Tony Romo,
But if you get the credit,
narrative.
you gotta get the criticism as well.
Oh yeah, he deserves criticism, but
Yeah.
he's
I
he's
hear a lot of
definitely
people
not the
defending him.
problem. If you're gonna list problems for the Cowboys right now, Dak Prescott's not one of them. I mean, he's one of them.
Oh, he's one of
He's
them.
not
I
one of
think
them.
it's like top
He's top
three.
three.
I would
Yeah,
absolutely.
top three.
He's just had a couple rough games. I mean, honestly, I'm not worried about Dak at all. I like Dak a lot. He's smart. He moves well. He throws. He's fine.
I do like Dak, but he's got some work to do.
But like if on week 1 he was sloppy
Right.
and it was a team holding him up, I would feel this way.
Right.
That was not the case. He was great, and the team around him was great.
Yes.
He lost those elements, so now it's just him trying to be great without anyone else boosting him up, and probably a toxic situation, as you said.
But my problem is that when Dak was at his peak, they were giving us these stats that were comparable to Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady. I guess my criticism is to those people. If Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady was in this situation, I don't think
it'd
you know what I mean. So like,
No.
It would be
it's like
different.
okay,
we
level
would not
your
have lost those
expectations.
3 games
Right.
in that fashion.
Okay.
Now,
Really
like,
well.
let's reevaluate who he is as an individual quarterback.
I still think he's a franchise quarterback. I think he's a very good quarterback.
I think that
just
too.
just a rough patch. That's how I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, we'll see.
At this point, I feel like the way that they performed against the Falcons honestly foreshadowed the way that the rest of the season was going to go. And what I was telling you before we came to the studio was I'm shocked that people are surprised by the way that we're losing. This is honestly what I expected. I feel like it's a trend. Once we start to lose, we lose hard and everything falls apart. Like, it's not that our defense was amazing coming into the season, but they were holding up. And now they've allowed 72 points in second halves of games. We've been outscored 72-6 in the second half of the game. Pass rush is pretty much lost at this point.
Sean Lee going down hurt.
Sean Lee,
so much.
our secondary is extremely weak, and then our offense is not doing anything to compensate. No balance in the attack, giving up on the run. We only rushed for 97 yards, or 79, 72. 72. 72. All over the place with all these numbers. Only 179 yards receiving. Keenan Allen on the Chargers had 172 yards himself. So he basically had the amount of the entire Cowboys receiving team just himself on Sunday. They had 436 receiving yards to our 170.
The Chargers aren't used to this. They're not used to blowing teams out.
And we have the Keenan Allen.
Used to close games.
Like, we have the Keenan Allen touchdown.
He's a beast.
I would say, look at all these tackles he's breaking. They're
it's
not even
like-
tackles being made.
Oh my
That's
god.
giant-esque effort there.
That's we seriously just fell into.
But here's
like
the
coached by McAdoo level. Second
Yes.
Effort there. Yeah.
Here's the thing: the Cowboys are missing their best playmaker on defense. They're missing the best playmaker on offense, and you're still missing that lineman, right? Your left tackle.
Yeah.
No, he was in.
Oh,
No, he was there.
He was in.
He got work too. He got work a couple
And
times.
we showed
That's
it
a great
earlier.
D-line though. It's a great Chargers D-line.
Tyron Smith, the left tackle who we're missing greatly, was in All-Pro, and he had a holding call
remember.
that brought back
That
what would
touchdown.
have been the first touchdown of the game and the second touchdown of the entire game.
It was
Okay.
a big
It was a
time
Dak
holding.
rushing
then-
touchdown.
Yeah.
So then I
Huge
won't.
holding.
I
That
won't
was
use
huge.
him as an example, but Sean Lee basically holds your defense up.
But is
And-
that
and-
okay though? Is that okay?
No,
I know
I-
he's a
I think
linebacker.
I don't
he's
think
the
it has-
captain, but
I don't think it has. I think it's Zeke. Zeke. The offense is based on him. They dominate time of possession, and that keeps the defense off the field. There's so many things that come with Zeke performing well for the Cowboys' game plan, and it's just exposing everything else that was either average or below average.
Got it.
That's how I feel now.
mentally as well.
Yeah.
I think that losing Zeke makes them lose their identity
Right.
in their eyes.
Right.
I think in their brains they kind of feel like that.
Right.
Like they're almost putting their hands up as, who are we without Zeke?
Yeah.
I feel like Dak's feeling like that. He's
think
missing
so.
his go-to guy that's also his best friend.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate about this
Let's
one
do
last time
it.
because I did this last week, but we're full strength now. How would the Cowboys look had Zeke just served his suspensions week 1 through week 6?
That's a good question.
Hindsight is 2020.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't know how
think-
to answer that.
I don't think they would have had an identity crisis. They would have either sucked for 6 weeks and got better,
Yeah,
or they would have found a way to win without him.
I think so.
And then he would have come on and just been icing on the cake.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's so
It ultimately looks very selfish of Zeke to like fight the suspension that he ultimately served.
Well, I think he thought he could beat it. I thought he generally thought that
Yeah.
he was not going to be able to serve that suspension. 'Cause why else would you fight it?
Yeah.
The tide. I don't think he quite sees the pulse of the tide turning
Yeah.
toward all of this. That it's like you're not beating that suspension. I mean,
He
if the
thought he was
NFL
Tom
wants to
Brady.
suspend you, they're going to suspend you.
What I actually heard a stat on the Cowboys. One quick stat: their point differential in the first half, they're 7th in the league, 7th best, and then from the second half, on, they are 30th in the league, which
Yeah,
is
it's a huge
just
drop.
showing.
Like,
Way to hit her back with the stats.
No halftime adjustments being made.
Way to go.
I think at first I was very big and wow, the defense, you know, they're doing their part.
Yeah.
They're holding them on first half, but now the more I'm watching and thinking, I just think the teams that we played had a rough start in the first half.
Yeah.
Or
Like the defense has done well enough. We did hold after the Eagles got 2 picks on us, and we held them when they were like within the 20. So they have done well. But I think that Phillip Rivers, like Matt Ryan, they were just having a slow start in those games, and then
or Jason Garrett doesn't make halftime adjustments.
I
Hashtag
agree.
fire Jason Garrett.
well, I
Started by
did
Jenna.
see.
Jason Garrett.
No, he said that to the media in a press conference. He said, "Oh well, our fundamentals are not changing. Well, basically, to paraphrase, he said we'll just tweak a few things going forward." But tweak a few things. Like, look at how miserably we're losing. I think we absolutely need to restructure, like,
I agree.
everything. Not just like, oh, yeah, like, oh, we'll just, you know, everything that we're doing is going to remain the same. We'll just, like, adjust a few things here and there.
Coaches are stubborn, man.
Yeah.
They're gonna do
Also,
what they
that
want
could
to do.
just be, like, being trained for the reporters.
Yeah.
We do only have a few minutes left, though, sadly.
We
Do
like
we,
to talk about the
I can
Eagles.
handle this.
do we want to
Yeah,
talk
knock
about
this
the
out. Knock
Eagles?
this out in one sentence so we
I
can
got
go to
this.
everything
Let's
else.
give
Yeah.
Steve, like, 1 minute,
All right.
because then I wanted to play a game, but I don't think we're going to have time.
Okay, let's go.
All right, we talk a lot about championship caliber teams and how they win when they're supposed to win. We were supposed to beat the Chicago Bears. They were a trap team. People were a little concerned going in because it was a game we were supposed to win. What did we do? We won. And part of how we did that, and I think a lot of people are comparing this to a college football game, is that there are so many college football teams that sometimes there's just incredible mismatches. That the team that's better sometimes isn't even playing that great that day, so much as they come up 3 scores in the first quarter, and it doesn't matter.
Right.
Yeah.
We
You
put
guys are busy doing this. We have a whole bunch of celebration stuff
like we
going
saw
on.
Nick Foles.
If we can pull up those
let's see this
videos.
celebration.
It's, well,
So
gotta
my
cue
only
it
thing
up. We
about
got
the
the
Eagles, I know we were supposed to keep it short. My only
No,
thing
we're
about the
good.
Eagles is that you guys have a tremendously easy schedule, in my opinion. And I just
Couldn't
want to
agree
see.
more.
I want to see. This is why I'm not sold on you guys when the playoff time comes. What's going to happen in the deep NFC playoffs
My
when they
thing-
play
a
the
playoff
Seahawks
team-
or the Falcons in the first round?
My
Well,
thing
they're
with
playing
that,
the
though,
Seahawks
We're
next
probably not
week.
gonna
Oh,
play
you might
in
get a bye.
Yeah, we're
well,
not
you'll
gonna
get them
be
that
in the-
next round probably.
We're not going to be in the first round. What are you
Yeah.
talking about?
No,
thing
you're
with
right.
the
You're right.
Eagles, it's like though they're beating teams they're supposed to beat in the way they're supposed to beat them. So to me, it's like they're for real. If they were 11-1, whatever they are, they're 11-1, right? Steve,
10-1.
10-1. If they were 10-1 and beating these teams like 17-14, 21-19 with a last-second field goal, then I'd be a little concerned because that's what the Giants were last year. This year, the Eagles are like they're not only like beating these teams, they are kicking the living crap out of them. And I think that's what really good teams
Well,
do.
I mean,
and
yeah,
contenders
but it's a
do.
bad team.
But
Yes,
but,
you're
but
beating the crap out of a
contenders-
bad team, but how are you going to
contenders
compete
still-
against a good team?
No, I get that, and they might lose this week in Seattle, but just because they lose in Seattle doesn't mean I don't think they're the best team.
Because
in the
they
NFC
did
right now.
lose to
Well, that's
a
what I'm saying.
very
We're
good
talking about-
Chiefs team.
Yeah,
Well,
when they were good.
at that
When,
time.
yes,
yeah.
I'm saying to
Well,
a
we're
good
and that's the
Chiefs
only
team,
team I
not
feel
this
like
Chiefs
Dave.
team.
I'm trying to review the schedule and remember if there's anyone else. I can't count that Cowboy game. I
We
mean,
lost
not
to the
counting
Chiefs.
us. Who else have you played?
Honestly,
Chargers
the
aren't a joke.
Redskins,
The Panthers aren't a joke.
the Redskins had a good game against
The
them.
Broncos aren't a
The
joke.
Panthers are 7-3, 8-3,
Yeah, like-
and you killed them in Carolina.
Destroyed them.
Yes.
I'm not.
Yeah.
But the Panthers
No,
were pretty
the
down at
Panthers-
that point in the
I-
season.
how
I'm
many-
never big on
I'm
the
buying
Panthers.
that.
They're
Yeah.
very
Like,
inconsistent.
So
we're
if-
talking about the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
They have to win 2 games in the deep NFC
DeAnjilo,
playoffs.
but
I'm not
that's
sold.
That's why we
but-
let this happen.
I know. That's why.
we
That's
let-
why I've been a skeptic all year. I'm
Yeah.
like,
We're-
We're
who have
talking
you
about the
beat?
regular season. You're talking about the postseason.
team
Like,
that-
I'm
You're
not-
the best
team-
team in the regular season, but you're not going to win
That's
the
why
Super
we
Bowl.
let
team-
Philly feel this and be on their pedestal and then get demolished.
Don't get your hopes up.
Listen,
Don't get your hopes up.
playoff
Philly.
I think the Saints could beat them, and I think the Vikings can beat them, but they have to control the clock. And I
And
think
the Seahawks and the Falcons and the Panthers for that matter.
no.
And once they get to the playoffs, yes.
No.
I don't. Why?
The
Why
Seahawks
are
are
you
missing,
that high
the
on the
Seahawks are
Eagles?
missing Sherman.
Everything is predicated on Carson Wentz.
The Seahawks are missing Sherman and
Everything is predicated on Carson Wentz.
And a bunch of front linebackers to protect him, and a three-headed
Yeah.
and a three-headed
Once
monster in the
Chancellor went out-
backfield. Like it's not
Okay,
just
all right.
Carson
yeah,
Wentz.
yes, agreed. I'm with you, Steve.
We'll
I like the
discuss in the
Saints.
playoffs, but I'm not sold. I'm
If
not
Case
sold.
Keenum can play the way he's playing right now, I give the Vikings a fighting chance. It's that when the Eagles have home field advantage, that's what it does. That kind of like seals it for me. That's what if they had to play the Saints in New Orleans, then I might
That'd
be
be
picking
extremely
the Saints.
different.
But I don't know. I don't know.
At the
we'll
link
see.
with this fan base too, coming hard every Sunday. I mean, it doesn't look like the Eagles are going to stop anytime soon.
Also,
we won't know.
someone in the chat asked me my official prediction for the end of the season. They're 10-1 with
God, it's so
5
gross. Seattle beat them next week. Don't let
10-1
them...
with 5 games left. I think we're gonna make it to 11 wins, clinch a playoff spot, and that's all that matters.
13-3.
Probably
No, you get
13.
13.
Are you
13-3.
fearful
13-3.
of resting the starters and seeing how that's going to affect the postseason, given that you're going to clinch the NFC East?
Well,
and
yes. We'll likely clinch the NFC East before kickoff with the Seahawks Sunday.
But if you do what the Cowboys did last year and they kind of took it easy on the starters the last game or two.
No, I think we're gonna see Wentz on the 10th in Los Angeles. At least I hope so, because I have a ticket though. And I think Giants, Raiders, Cowboys, those last 3 weeks, I don't think he's going to see a full 4 quarters. I think they're going to bench starters by halftime.
Okay.
Question, because I know we have to wrap, but really quick. What do you think about Jay Ajayi? How do you want to work him in more, or are you fine with like this 3-headed monster?
I'm perfect. I think this 3-headed monster is perfect.
Okay.
If it ain't
I think
broke.
it's like to bring someone like that in the middle of the season, this is what you have to do.
If anything, he might almost be the weakest monster on that head.
Give him
Head
time.
on that monster.
Yeah.
Because he had that fumble.
He
did.
But he's the best running back out of the group. They're just haven't
Oh, you
incorporated
think?
him. Yeah,
And then
he
did you see
absolutely
when he had the
haven't had an
71-yard
off-season to
touchdown
incorporate
against
him.
us, against the Cowboys?
just ran it,
And
yes.
Byron Jones came back and pulled him down because he ran out, and then all his teammates on the
Oh, how
sideline
slow
were
he
giving him
was.
a hard
Yeah,
time.
okay.
They're like,
Yeah.
"You slow as shit, man!
That's
Run it
good.
back, what's that?" I'm like, "Yes, welcome. That is so funny." Loved it. We didn't get to a lot of stuff, but it's okay. So
What's this game? Do we have time for this game?
I know we gotta
Okay.
wrap now. It was
All
gonna be, so let's stay tuned for next time. Hot or not takes. It's gonna be the takes around the NFL, and then we say if these takes are worthy of talking about or if these are stupid headlines. But
Oh, that'd be
let's try and play that again next week.
Okay.
That was the recaps of our Thanksgiving week 12 in the NFL for the NFC East. We will be back every Tuesday of the NFL season at 6 p.m. Pacific time, so make sure you tune in. Let's go around the table. Steve?
I'm Steve Kaufmann. You can find me on Twitter at Steve Kaufmann. That's KAUFMANN. You can also go to thesoberyear.com. That's a vlog I do.
And I'm DeAnjilo. You can hit me up on Twitter at DeAnjilo TV or on Instagram at DeAnjilo.
Josh Rodriguez, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Josh_Rodriguez_. Also follow my fantasy football podcast, Flex on Fantrax, at Flex on Fantrax. Eli,
Oh, much love. It's a sad
love
thing.
you, baby.
We can give respect.
I love you.
He was fun to joke about, but it's like a Tony Romo thing, but we definitely don't have enough time for all that. My name is Jenna Bussiere. You can find me on Twitter at Jenna_Bussiere. And thank you guys for tuning in and watching.
Deuces.
Fly.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.